Hello, everyone. Mike Schoonover with the 812 Living Group at Keller Williams Realty and the host of the 812 and You blog. Look, today we've got a guy that many of you know. He's been on our show several times, but every time he comes on, he saves my listeners money and headaches, and sometimes both. We've got Brad C. with Kentuckiana Mortgage Group. Brad, how the heck are you?
I'm good. It's Friday and we're 4th of July weekend next week. So I'm looking forward to a 3-day weekend. I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, want to jump into this. I brought you on the show today. Again, you're kind of our go-to mortgage expert, but late last week, the Federal Housing Administration changed guidelines on how student loans are factored when looking at mortgages. And folks, if you're listening to this right now and you have student loans or you know someone that does, you're going to want to listen to Brad and his responses. But Brad, at a basic level, what does this change mean for borrowers?
So HUD and FHA came out and said, we're going to take the calculation for student loan debt and cut it in half. So before we had to use a 1% of the balance payment against your income for qualification. And they cut that to a 0.5% now, which is a pretty big deal.
Okay. So bottom line, if you just in few words as possible, what is that? Why should borrowers care about this?
Let's just use a real world example. Let's say I have $30,000 in student loan debt. My income is X and I'm looking to buy a house. So that $30,000 in student debt, we would have to count. Previously, we had to use a $300 a month payment against your income. Well, now we only have to use 150. So that 150 will come out to about $30,000 in buying power in most scenarios. So if you were only pre-qualified for say 120,000, well, now that number could be 150,000. There's some other factors in there, but that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah. So someone listening that says, well, 300 to 150, that's not that big of a deal. But when you put that into purchasing power, you might go up 20 to 30,000 on what you could afford. Okay. So what was the aim of this change? Do you know?
I think that they realized that, so many people are in this student loan bucket and it's preventing them. The old guideline was preventing them in some cases from even buying a house, not even, increasing purchasing power. And the government needed to do something about it. And I think it's them recognizing the current situation and we need to get more people into homes.
Yeah, I read the press release and they, obviously this is home ownership, National Home Ownership Month. And they want to, one of the things they said is, hey, home ownership equality, and people who have student loan debt are kind of at a disadvantage. And so they're trying to level the playing field. But bottom line, it sounds like to me, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is if someone has student loan debt, the rules have now changed that made it easier for them to qualify for a loan, and their purchasing power has gone up. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Specifically for the FHA loans, sometimes a lot of people consider that the first-time home buyer. We've been able to use 0.5% of the student loan debt on conventional loans for quite a while now. And so for the government to recognize that that was a problem and we're doing that in the conventional loan space, we need to make it equal for everybody, for the FHA buyers as well.
Yeah. So to be clear, this law impacts just the FHA loan.
That is correct.
Okay. Yep. All right. So someone listening, they say, well, I don't care about this. I don't have student loan debt. Do you have other special mortgage options that might be helpful for them?
Yeah. The thing is, you can still do conventional loans with, with little money down. So you can get most conventional loans approved at 5% down, and where you can even do 3% for some first-time home buyers. There's special programs out there. It's called Home Possible and Home Ready, that you can get qualified for 3% down on a conventional loan. And as you know, Mike, in this market, in competitive, where there's multiple offers, the conventional loan outside of a cash offer is kind of king.
Yeah. They say cash is king. If you don't have cash, conventional is king, right?
Yeah. Cash is king, conventional is the queen.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We're trademarking that here today on the show. Copyright.
Yeah.
Okay, so FHA rules have changed. If you have student loans, you now can qualify for a mortgage when maybe in the past that you haven't. So if you applied in the last couple of years and you got turned down because of your student loan debt or your debt to get income ratio, now's the time to reach out to Brad, see if you qualify under these new guidelines. And if you don't have student debt and you're looking to put yourself in the best position to win an offer, Brad and his team have low down payment, low money down, conventional loans that can help you win in a multiple offer situation. Brad, where can people find you if they want to ask more questions about this new guidelines?
So we're down here on Main Street in New Albany. Go to our website, kyinmortgage.com. Email me directly, brad@kyinmortgage.com. Happy to answer any questions or put you in touch with somebody that can.
Okay. Look, I'm going to put some more information. I'm going to link to the FHA statement. It's written by a politician or an attorney, so it's tough to read. So I'm going to link you to Brad too if you have more questions on that. Folks, if you want more information on the real estate market or Southern Indiana news you can use, please follow me on blog, 812living.com/blog. And again, we'll put the link in the show notes. Brad, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks again, Mike. Talk soon.